morning, Space Engineers. This is Captain Rick Havoc with the Terran Republic Navy, and I hope you're all having a wonderful day. I am coming to you today from the Research and Development Station of the Terran Republic Shipyard to bring you a combat test and review of the ship in front of us. This is the SSV 209, 509, something like that. 509 by Sahb. SSV 509 Wallaby by Sahb. And first thing I gotta say is, aesthetically, this ship is superior to the last ship I reviewed. This ship is much more aesthetically appealing than that ship. And but unfortunately it's not better armed. That other ship, last ship I reviewed was better armed than this ship. This ship ain't too bad though. And you really don't want to be flying around in this game in a ship that you think is ugly, either on the outside or on the inside. You want to have a ship that appeals to your aesthetic sense. I mean, aesthetics aren't very important, but they do matter. And at least in one way, this ship is more heavily armed than the last ship I reviewed. That last ship I reviewed had no railguns and only had a couple of fixed artillery firing forward. This ship's got 6 railguns, and plus my nuke missile launcher I always add. And I also decided to add, because mainly to protect the eyes of the ship, decided to add some interior turrets to beef up the point defense at the front. Mainly to protect the ship's eyes. You can't aim these axial mounted weapons if your cameras get shot out. So you definitely need to, that's something you definitely need to avoid. And best way to avoid that is to make sure you've got enough point defense in the front of your ship to knock down any missiles or rockets before they knock out your eyes, knock out your cameras. So we got a ship that's atmosphere capable of landing on a planet. And it's got this very nice protruding connector on the bottom. I kind of agree with Luca the Guide on this one. Connector that sticks out is definitely better than a connector that doesn't stick out. And a lot of times what's even better than just a connector that sticks out like this one is a connector on a piston that you can extend or retract to mate up with a station docking connector. But this is a pretty nice ship, pretty well set up, and much superior aesthetically to the last ship I reviewed. So let's hop on inside here and take a look at the interior, which is also far more aesthetic than the last ship I reviewed. another little thing I added here, just for the fish. I decided that this right here needed to have a full-size air vent instead of just a elbow with a catwalk in front of it. So we could have a pressurized airlock here, and plus we've got the survival kit right here inside the airlock. That can be vital. And on in here we got 3 ways we can go. Guess I'll take you straight forward first. And one of the things definitely better about this ship, it's got some windows. There were no windows in the last ship I reviewed. No windows looking out. This ship has windows. And here we got the basically the crew quarters. You got a couple of beds and some decorations and a armory locker and some wall lockers and a head, toilet and shower facility. Actually, the designer of this ship gave a lot more thought to the crew than the designer of the last ship I reviewed. And down here we've got our back here is a little medical area. You got our medical room and a couple of decorative lab equipment. And down here we've got our reactor access, so you can get down here and get to your reactor. And it also gives you access to the back of your assembler here. And we got a cargo container, so you can just access your conveyor system right here. And here you've got your warfare reactor. So this is not only the reactor, but the production area as well. Since you got your assembler right there with a cargo container right next to it. That's an excellent little production area. I think the ship has a refinery in it as well, if I'm not mistaken. And let's see, over here, past the decorations and so forth, we have the all-important galley area with its, decorative stove and bar, and the functional dispenser, so your crew can get its needs met. If you're going to play with the ship and use daily need survival kit or eat, sleep, drink, repeat, you're going to use either one of those mods, you got to have one of these in your ship. So and let's see, over here is basically more or less a lounge area over here, and you got a couch and some decorations and a screen and a couple windows to look out. And up here we've got this leads up here to the hangar bay. So this ship can support actually 2 parasite ships docked to it. One you can keep in here and one on the back deck outside. And this one's got a door on both sides, and you've got the control panel up here that to pressurize and depressurize, open either door or lock or unlock your connector. Oh, something else to show you down here, that's right. And down here, we have a little maintenance access down here that gives us access to our emergency power generators here, our hydrogen engines for emergency power, and our grav generator, and a couple of batteries, and gyros. All in all, it's a pretty well laid out ship. And so here, so one more thing to show you before we hop into the combat control station. And that's up here. We have the upper observation bridge for use when you're not expecting a fight. This is, you don't want to fly the ship here if you're expecting a fight. No protection up here. But this one ain't bad. This is main thing I've got this set up for right now is to for when I crash a ship, I've got my thrust overrides here. And we've also got an airlock right up here in the ceiling for quick exit. But like I said, that's not where you want to be controlling the ship if you're going to be in a fight. You want to be down here controlling the ship from your cockpit right here. We got all our controls on our control button. Thrusters, gravity generator, emergency generators, reactor, landing gear, turrets, railguns, and a nuke missile launcher. I'll activate all those things on this toolbar. And we got our toolbar here for our railguns and nuke launcher and gyros. And I got thrust overrides on this one too. Actually, that's about all I need for on the toolbars to do this evaluation of the ship combat test. And so that's the ship outside and in, and the control stations and everything. This is a decent little ship, and oh, I gotta show you the internals. It does have a jump drive. Let's see, we have an assembler. We've already seen that. It's got 5 artillery turrets. And like I said, the 6 rail guns. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Gatling turrets. And I added some interior turrets in the front as well. So it's got a really good point defense. We've got 5 hydrogen tanks, 3 hydrogen engines for emergency power. Jump drive, like I said, we got the large warfare reactor for our primary power. Got some oxygen tanks, and there is a full refinery on the ship as well. And yeah, 6 rail guns. So all in all, it's a pretty decent ship. We got a bunch of warfare batteries, a couple of welders. So that's the ship outside and in. And let me take this. I want to take this opportunity to remind you that if you are enjoying this content and would like to see more of it, please remember those all important buttons down below in the description. And please remember to smash them for me, the like and the subscribe and the notification bell. And please also leave a comment or two. Let me know what you think of this ship. This ship is lighter than the last ship I reviewed either. It's only a little over 1.5 million kilos. 1,659,318 kilos to be exact. And I will see you. I will be back when I have this ship out on the live fire test range and have an adversary ship to test it against. Until then, I hope you all have a good day.